Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. How you guys doing today? I'm just going to take the time. My name is Will Pierce. I am the Training Program Manager for 100%. I've had the pleasure of working with 100% since 2011. Left Wayne Williams at grad school and was able to pass on the torch to this beautiful lady here who has been in all of you guys' lives. And I just want to say we are so very proud of you. When Diane and Jackie started 100% in 1999, they started with a small business. Their whole goal was to be able to help young people get through and to make it to college. We grew from just being on the corner right there, being over there after school, to being able to be in your schools, and to be able with your families, to get you guys across the country, and to make sure you guys are successful. And we want you to know that we are very proud of you, and you are exemplary of your ancestors, and that we are here for you along this journey. We'd like to take the time to just to recognize you, and to recognize the hard work that you've done, and continue to pour into you as an ancestors look upon you with favor. And so with that, I just want everybody to stand up and give you some round of applause. And know that you are both of our ancestors. With that, I'm going to pass this to you.
Hi everyone, thank you so much for coming and taking part. First, giving acknowledgement to the person who created us, which is God. Thank you, God. We made it through the pandemic. Let's say thank you, God.
Thank you, God.
This is not school. God is in 100% college prep. Secondly, to the people who attended today, thank you so much for the scholars and supporting them. I want to give a big shout out to the principal of Willie Brown Middle School and the cafeteria, I forgot what they call it, Rotunji and Ms. Vincent. Thank y'all so much for coming. And to the parents that are here, your children are remarkable. And I don't say that easily. It takes a lot to work with you. So I appreciate you sending your students to 100% college prep. And just to let you know, they have successfully earned college credits from San Francisco State University. They have their transcript. So my director, Ms. Diane, could not be here right now, but she is on her way. So when you see her, we're just going to give her a round of applause because none of this would be possible if she did not have her own dream, and we are the reality. So thank y'all again for coming.
Next, we'll have libations with Kevin Williams and Sean McGriffin.
So before we get started with our ceremony or celebration that we've been doing for centuries, we're going to keep it cultural. I want y'all, when I say hey, I want y'all to say beautiful people. Y'all ready? Yes. Hey. Beautiful people. All right, come on. Yeah, we're going to get started with libations, which is something that we've been doing for centuries. This is something that we've been doing to honor our ancestors. It's basically pouring water, and it's going to honor our ancestors through, and when it goes through, Brother Sean's going to demonstrate this further, and he'll take it from here.
All right, when I say I go, you say I may. I go. Amen. I didn't hear everybody. I go. Amen. That's from West Africa. It's just a call and response, meaning I'm talking and you listen. All right, so we always want to start off pouring libations with something natural. We don't want to use nothing plastic. I would have my own Bolger cut, but I don't have it today. But this is a rock cut, and we always want to pour inside a plant because we all come from the earth. So you always want to start off with blessing the space. So what kind of energy do we want in the room today? Positivity, love. We always pour into the plant and say, all right, what else kind of energy do we want in the room today?
Empowering.
One more.
Perseverance.
After we bless the space with the energy, we want to bless the space with communal ancestors. Communal ancestors is ancestors we all know and love, like the building we in today, Ruth Williams. Y'all can give me some too. Frederick Douglass. One more.
Rosalie.
Rosalie. After we do communal ancestors, we want to do our personal ancestors. People that was near and dear to our heart, right? So my grandfather, who always said, "Get your Regan shine," was Harvey Thurston Sr. Any more? Y'all can yell them out too.
Nana Evans. Lenore Baldwin.
Frank Lemon Sr.
Maple Brown.
All right, we always begin with 3 Ashe.
Ashe, Ashe, Ashe.
All right, clap it up.
Okay, today I'm going to be telling you all my story about 100%. Greetings, everyone. My name is Jermaine Fulgham, and I am a Willie Mae Scholar, and I'm the president of Bayview Black Student Union. I attend Mission High School, and I'm going to be telling you all our story about how we are a part of 100% College Prep and Bayview Associations for Youth. When I was in 9th grade, Mrs. Shell told me to come to the College Prep building for the first time. When I was called upon the 100% College Prep nonprofit organization, it was because I had the potential to become a living legend in my community. I was destined for greatness, but I could never come to terms of believing it. Through my years of working hard in high school with the leaders of 100% College Prep Institute, I read books I thought I could never read, like Octavia Butler, leading me to the pipeline of success. Now, we will hear Jake's story.
Hi everyone. My name is Jason Ziegler and I am a rising senior at Lowell High School. One day I went to 100% College Prep and I fell in love with all of the opportunities offered, and ever since I started doing well. Now I am I went to a leadership conference and now I am one of the senators of Black Students of California United to represent my city, San Francisco.
Thank you. Now, everybody, can you please stand for our Black National Anthem?
I as a leader. Testing, testing. I just have to make sure I hear me. Good afternoon, family and friends. I'm Erica Sailors. I attend Dillon University and I study psychology. When I was in high school, I heard about 100% through the people I had gone to middle school with. Ultimately, I joined because I desired to participate in the annual college tour that they went on. I joined during my junior year and was able to go on a college tour where we visited the illustrious Dillon University, and I fell in love. On my journey to graduate high school and make it to Dillard, 100% helped me create a personal statement, apply for scholarships, mentally prepare me for leaving home, and expose me to a college classroom. I was also a student at College Track and led a college preparatory program in the area. Despite me having to be there majority of the week, the staff at 100% worked with me and made sure that I had all of the documents I needed together for college applications. Now, as a student at Dillon University, 100% assists me in making money while in school, applying for more scholarships, and staying motivated. During the school year, I joined meetings to talk about my experience in college to high schoolers within the program. When I come from school, I am presented with a job opportunity in some form of community service, which I need to graduate. 100% College Prep has prepared me to take on challenges that are thrown at me, and I know that if I ever need assistance or reassurance, Jason, Kevin, Victoria, and Tichelle won't hesitate to help. Also, shout out to Diane, even though she's not here currently. Thank you.
Everybody give Erica another round of applause, please. Next, I'll be calling to the stage Ambriana Daniels for our high school graduation.
Testing, okay. Good evening, everybody. Thank you all for being here and celebrating the accomplishments of the class of 2022. Please give yourselves a round of applause. My name is Ambriana Daniels, and I am the founder and now former president of the Bayview Black Student Union with 100% College Prep. I am also a graduating senior from Burton High School, and I plan on attending Alabama A&M, a historical black college, in the fall and majoring in psychology. I want to share with you all a quote from the great Dr. Angela Davis. She said, "I never saw myself as an individual who had any particular leadership powers. Oddly enough, I feel the same way as Dr. Davis, yet here I am speaking to all of you. My mentor, role model, and black educator, Ms. Tichelle Heron Lane, asked me, what is my black superpower? Without hesitancy, I told her, my ability to create a space where black students felt safe, heard, and understood. This is why I created the Bayview Black Student Union, so that others could think, write, and voice their opinions. As the now former president, I would use my power to encourage others in my school and my community, Bayview Hunters Point. By holding annual Black Student Union summits, attending HBCU college tours, and organizing HBCU fairs, I was able to seek out the truth and highlight injustices within the community and within the educational system because nobody else wanted to do it. The last 2 years were challenging for us all, and yet here we are. We have made it, and it was very difficult returning to school after a year and a half of distance learning, especially due to the numerous incidents of racism, hate crimes, and various forms of discrimination perpetrated by both staff and students throughout the district. But we have finished strong, thank God, and I am nothing short of proud to see all of you here today. Despite the challenges and changes that were made during this pandemic, we stood together and showed the world that Black lives matter, Black education matters, and everything we do matters. I want to give a special thank you to all of the students who protested during the pandemic and pushed through the many injustices they saw on TV and in schools. We are talented in the reality of the dream. Thank you to all of you who have helped us get to the finish line, and those of you who could not be in attendance with us today. One love.
Next will be calling to the stage the great Michael Berry.
Good evening. All right, I know we can do better than that. Good evening. There we go. I grew up in a Baptist church, so I know how to make y'all call and respond. How y'all doing today? That's good. Give me 1 second to get settled in. I just want to thank all of the students for the work that y'all have done over the last 4 years. Can we just give another round of applause for them? I mean, I don't know what my high school experience would have been like or how successful I would have been if I was to have to go through an entire pandemic while being a high school student. So just give yourselves a round of applause for the work that you've committed and done. So I started at 100% College Prep shortly after my first year at John O'Connell, where I went to the Black Student Union Summit. And I was sitting probably like the third row, I believe, and I was just so amazed and overjoyed by the work that Black people were doing in the city of San Francisco. And I went up to Shell after the summit and was like, how do I become a part of this? I want to run this next year. And lo and behold, she connected me with 100% College Prep. And that following year, although I had transferred to Archbishop Reardon, I was running that San Francisco Bayview Hunters Point Black Student Union Summit that was put on for the whole city of San Francisco, man. So all I can say is a true testament of the work that 100% College Prep does for our community, for our students, and the lives of young people like myself. We are a living breed of the work that's being done. So I just celebrate us all on today. But I really came up here to talk to you all about college and you all embarking on this next journey. And this next journey, let me be the first to say, will not be easy. But it's okay because you have a community, a village, so to say. On my first day of college, my African American studies professor, who was a sweet smiling Black woman with nerdy glasses similar to mine at the time, started with class by greeting me and saying, "Mike, you are your ancestors' wildest dreams." Initially, I thought she felt bad for me because I was one of the last students that came in the classroom and I had dirty glasses on, just as this tenured, successful, and educated, older college professor did. But nevertheless, that compliment brought so much gratitude in that moment. But that wouldn't be all it brings. As a grade A overthinker, I took that compliment and held it over my head, literally, to ensure that I would never let them, being my ancestors and individuals that helped me, like Michelle and Diane, get to college. I didn't want to let them down. I overthought it so much until later in the semester when the going got rough, papers were stacking up, and I had failed 2 subsequent biology tests that I began to contemplate if I was still living out the dream that my community, my mentors, or better yet, my enslaved forefathers and mothers had dreamed for me. As a first-generation student, first in my family to attend, and now first in my family to graduate college with high honors, I was quick to operate. I was quick to operate in that time under a mindset that failure was detrimental. But in fact, I realized that failure was actually important and pivotal to the growth of your individual, of your mindset, of your academic capabilities, you name it. And in that moment, after failing those tests, I was called in by my biology professor to come into her office hours. And she straight up told me that I should consider dropping the course. Now, you know me, I am hard-headed and I don't like to listen when someone tells me no, so I go and find another way. I implore you all to take on that same mindset. And in this moment, I had lost it. This wasn't the dream that Mark spoke to or envisioned of, and this wasn't the idea that I had was making my family, my people proud. And I guess I became appreciative in that moment of my childhood. Because how many of you all were told to say, a hard head make for a soft behind? See, I'm not the only one in here. Yes, so I just did it from a mother who would often say that, and I had to realize that in that same moment I had to dig deep into that same mindset. Be hard-headed, make sure you go for what you want, even if it meant getting a slap on the wrist by a teacher. And in that moment I looked at my teacher in her eyes and I said, with a little bit of sweat coming out of mine, I said, I'm not dropping in class. And I ran out quickly before the tears really started to flow. And just as I was walking out, I always called my God Dad because he's my spiritual leader. And I called him and he answered and I was like, yo, I failed 2 tests. And his first response was, did you study for it? Now this is where it's important to do your job too. You do the work, but you also call on people to help you in the time of need. So I'm telling them, yo, this teacher just told me that I gotta drop her class. I'm over here boo crying, telling them they don't believe in me, they don't believe in black students. Man, I was giving them the whole rundown. And he followed up with, how's your devotion and worship? I was like, it's okay. Consistent for the most part. And then he goes on. And this is why, again, it's important to have people that know you and see you for more than what you see yourself. He was like, typically you test, before you go into a test, you listen to worship, right? Have you still been doing the same thing? And I told him, I don't remember, I don't think so. And I reluctantly had to sit there and listen to him as he said, well, you go ahead and try that for the next test. And then he proceeded to hang up in my face. In that moment, what that meant for me was, don't change my habits now. When I tested in high school, I worshiped. For you, when you tested in high school, you did this. Find that thing that grounds you. And he told me that in that moment, it really reminded me of finding your peace. College should be no different. And while you're at it, he gave me a scripture too, and I want to read it for you all. It was Proverbs 3:5. It said, trust in the Lord with all your heart, and lean not onto your own understanding. That means not allowing the class to overthrow your faith in your abilities, your faith in whatever faith you may have, whether it be Christ, Allah, whatever it may be. And more importantly, don't let the circumstances that you're in that moment dictate your behavior to continue on. After that phone call, again, I prayed. And it wasn't one of those short prayers. Especially the ones that when you're hungry at the table, you're like, okay, God, thank you for this. But instead, it was one of those long-winded, snot running down my lips, one of those weeping prayers. And after I was done, I found myself back into my normal routine until I was stopped by an Instagram post. And that Instagram post reminded me, it said, don't let your answered prayers be the things that take you away from God. I want to share that with you all today. I know that you have worked countless hours, countless time, blood, sweat, tears, you name it. Don't let college be the very thing that this answered prayer takes you away from your faith, what grounds you, your family. Remember, that test is just a test. Maybe you can overcome it. Just study a little bit harder, lean on to the things that you know have grounded you in the past years. Whatever it may be, you find it and you hold on to it. And I know you all have prayed for an experience, so you prayed to go to college, or you prayed to get a new job, or you prayed for something in your life. And when the going gets rough, you probably acknowledge what we all now know as imposter syndrome. I want to again remind you that you are brilliant, you are capable, you are worthy, you are supposed to be in that seat. I don't care if it's a PWI or an HBCU, baby, you worked for that seat, and I want you to lean and grasp everything that you have in that moment. Don't let a teacher, don't let a friend, they're not even a friend if they're telling you you're not worthy, but don't let anybody in any space tell you that you're not worthy, and that you're not capable, and that you don't deserve everything that you got coming for you. So I want you to commit yourselves to giving your best in all that you do. Because when you give your best, you recognize that even if you fall short, you still have more room to grow, and you still have more room to just become a better you. So as you embark on this college journey, and this is as someone who's graduating, never let anybody tell you no. Don't let your circumstances dictate your behavior. And always remember that you can do it if you just are courageous and gladly step into it. And I tell you this story because to meet your ancestors' wildest dreams at some level again means to fail, means to be told no, but also to find another route. If our ancestors have taught us anything, it's perseverance, determination, and finding another route when someone tells you no. So position yourself to be authentically you. And if failure comes out of it, which I'm sure it will because we're all human beings and that's a part of the growth cycle, just allow it to symbolize the presence of growth, that you are moving forward. Now, from what I can see, you already have the vision. You already have the drive. So I'm gonna sit down. I'm about to say something else after I realize where I was. But I just want you to know that your future is exciting and to walk in it. Don't let anybody take this shine away from you, this joy that's in your soul right now. Walk through it, walk in it for the next 4 years or however many years it may take you to graduate. But the only thing that I want you to remember is that you're your ancestors' wildest dreams and you owe it to them to get this degree. Thank you.
All to stand up for the great Miss Diane Gray. She is here now with the
We are here. Sorry I was late, still got my driving license. My mom is in the ER, and so I've been there all day. She's okay, no pain. We've been having some medical challenges all this year, and it's just really a nuisance of what she's going through more than any pain. So she said go, and so I left. Ran home, got dressed, and here I am. And thank you. And so, don't want to keep anything too long. It's just a blessing to be here. It's a blessing to see you all. It's a blessing to be able to do this work for over 22 years now. My cousin and I, Jackie, I don't even think she's here yet. Oh, she's here. Okay. She and I started. Stand up, Jackie. Stand up. But we were already volunteering here in our community where we grew up. I'm a total native girl. Grew up here in Baby Hunters Point, partly in the OMI. When my parents moved out of the community, but we were volunteering here in the community and just had a conversation with the girls group and that we were volunteering with. And before you knew it, we were like, they don't like school, they don't know anything about college, they're not thinking about their futures, and we're like, we gotta do something about it. We had no intention whatsoever to start a nonprofit. None whatsoever. All we thought about is, what does it look like to prepare our young people for their future so that they can come back to our city and do what Mike Help is doing, the young man that just stood up here, to do what these young people are doing and embarking on. We have like 4 or 5 young people that's working at City Hall right now. That's what we're talking about. And so I just want to thank you all for being here today. Thank you all, parents and the aunties and the grandmothers and the dads and all the folks that support these young people, because we're all in this together. We're all a village. We're all a community, and it's about our young people. It's about at least exposing them. I'm at a meeting sometimes, and somebody in the back always says, well, everybody ain't going to college. I raise my hand and say, everybody better act like they're going to college. Right? And I say that because, yes, we know that everybody's not going to college, but guess what? The same skill that you prepare to go to college with is the same skill you got to have for a career. Right? If you're going to be an electrician, you better know some algebra. Okay? If you're going to be a construction worker and you want to do more than hold a sign, which is no shade against anybody holding a sign. But what I'm saying is, if you want to move up and you want to do more, then you have to know what that is. And we have a young woman who did that. Crossroads, can you stand up, please? That's one of our original board members. In our program, 2 of them went to college, and 1 of them went for a minute, right? And because she had the skills where she prepared to go to college, when she went into construction work at 23 years old, she was already making $35 an hour. And that's because when she got there, she knew how to study. So every certificate that they said she should get to make herself better and more marketable, she was able to be that. She was the only woman in the room, and she was the only black person oftentimes in that exam room. But because she prepared to go to college, she was able to use that same skill to go into the construction work. And that's all it's about. It's just exposure to make sure that our young people can make the decisions that they want to make, to be where they want to be, to live how they want to live. But if you don't know, you don't know, right? And so that's the only thing that 100% is about. That's all it's about. And like I said, me and my cousin just thought, what would have helped us in college? And that's how we built this program. We also built it with a lot of folks who became partners in that work. Our team members, any of the 100% staff, please stand. Any 100% staff is here right now. So we didn't do this on our own. We tried to choose young people who could be role models for our young people that was coming up. And so we would try to be very strategic about that. So today, we have our own building that we own. We have a $2 million budget. When Jackie and I started, we had no money. Matter of fact, we weren't even a nonprofit for 7 years. We just raised money with parents and dinners and our show that was here at the Baby Opera House. And that's how we raised the money to do what we needed to do. So if you have young people in your family, have them see us. 100% may not be for everyone. But if you come through our doors and you say, this is kind of not the place for me, guess what? We'll find another resource. Whether it's college track down the street, whether it's Third Street Teen Center, if that's what you want to do, we'll find other resources for you because we're not the end all and be all. We are partners in this work with you, we're partners with other organizations, and we just want to see our black with a capital B. Anytime you put black to people, black to young people, we want to see a capital B on that, no lowercase b. Black young people. That's what the work is all about. Lastly, I want to give a shout out to one person who actually made this day happen. Of course, we had a tough couple of years, right? The pandemic, we all hear that every time somebody gets out to speak, we had a crazy time. This year was challenging as well. We usually had a block party for the last 2 years, a parade around the community. So now we could be in a space like this. And this one person comes up with all these ideas to do this. bring these young people on, and was a teacher and just has a passion for the work. And I have something for her, and I want her to come up. So, Michelle, would you come up, please? Carrying these big old suitcases with all the student smiles in there and everything. So she has one of these.
It's a money bag.
Yes, so I just wanted to give that to her, and we'll also be supporting our team coming up in the next couple of weeks. So enjoy yourself, enjoy your young person that you're celebrating today. And even if you're here as a community person, and you don't have any kids that are being recognized today, celebrate them as well, celebrate our community. So thank you so much for being here again.
Yeah, I have the best boss in the world. So we have community speakers, but they're not here yet. Oh, no, they Yes, so we have a community speaker, and it's for the students. So hearing words from your peers, which y'all are going to do later, I would like to invite the founder of Us for Us, and the man who really helped us get through this pandemic. If y'all haven't noticed the mural between Newcomb and Oakdale, that is us. I'm the one with the big furry stuff on. I'm Dave Jr. We fed the underserved community. This person and his organization feeds them every week, every day, nonstop. The things that he does, he is Baby Hunter's Point. Really all of San Francisco, but I would like to welcome to the stage Uncle Dave.
Y'all make some noise for Michelle one more time, please. My people, my beautiful people. Look at y'all, man. Y'all looking good up here, man. My name is Damian Posey, affectionately known in the community as Uncle Damien. I am the people's champ. I was born and raised right here in Bayview. Some short 43 years ago, and I'm just honored to be here once again to speak to some individuals that I feel like are on the right path. I have a co-speaker that's going to come up and speak, I believe, a little bit later. They always ask me to come and speak, words of encouragement and things of that nature. And I believe that these group of individuals that are in here, these young students, these young scholars, are already encouraged. So what I'm coming with is my truth and a warning, like I said, at the Black graduation, the African American graduation, if you didn't hear me, is to keep your foot on the gas. You understand what I'm saying? Don't let up, just because you have achieved an amazing milestone, and I want you to make some noise for yourself. Make some noise for yourself again, girl. Graduated, you did that. Love y'all. If you're seeing the guy taking pictures, my nieces and nephews out there, I heard a couple of y'all don't let my people, when you hear that, I'm pulling up. So I need y'all to repeat after me and say it loud and proud. I am Black excellence. Jesus Christ, this sounds like the gentrified San Francisco. I am Black excellence. One more time, I am Black excellence. Appreciate y'all, I love y'all. I'm working. They got the food back there too. Make some noise for the food coming.
The food will be ready in 10 minutes, but until then, you heard. No, order. So you heard from our wonderful alumni and our graduate. Now, 100% has a motto. You think, I have to read it. You think, you right, youth voice. I always mix it up. So right now, if you can play the video, you'll hear the youth voice. And if you have any other youth between 11th and 12th grade, send them our way, because this is what it's about. And then after the videos, we're going to eat. And it is discussion. And you can make it dark like me in the movies. I haven't been here in 3 years.
They helped me prepare my personal statements, create my roadmap to college, and support me with navigating college scholarships. I thought applying for college scholarships would be easy and fun. I thought all I needed was a simple essay and complete the application questions. But it was so much more. Step to College offered me different writing prompts that greatly assisted with the various questions asked on the many scholarships that I completed. The roadmap gave me an idea of all the things I needed to accomplish before attending college, including creating a spreadsheet organizing my post-secondary options. I was able to get a clear idea of what my options were, how much things cost, and ways that I could potentially pay for tuition and other necessary expenses. I was also able to improve my time management, which is something that is not only helpful to me right now, but taught me what I need to prepare for in the future. Overall, I enjoyed the Steps to College courses. The only difficulty I had with the course was balancing my school schedule, my art block, and my many other personal things I had going on with my family and my life. At the time, it was difficult to make the classes fully participate. I do, however, appreciate the courses being on Zoom and our professor, Ms. Michelle, meeting individually when needed. Thank you all for this opportunity and for all the lessons I've learned in the Step to College program. I appreciate you.
Can you go to the Black Wall Street slide, please? Excuse me, SF, Black Wall Street. Raise your hand if you've ever heard of Black Wall Street. Very good. Y'all can get my name. Do you know we have our own Black Wall Street here in Bayview, Hunters Point? Cool. Raise your hand if you can do that. Okay. Yeah, it's very rich. And so in the CSU system that I currently work in, Dr. Lopez was my teacher, mentor, professor, and I don't know, just so great. We changed the language. I am not a low-income student. I'm underserved, but I serve you. That's why I work so hard. There is 3 women in my community that I can honestly say serve the greater need for somebody like me. Anybody went to the Juneteenth celebration last year in Gilman Park? It was great, right? Y'all gonna say yeah? Yeah. All right, it's coming back again. Not only did President Donald Trump make it a national holiday, it's recognizing it. So the banks are closed, so that's my only contribution to him. But design a Juneteenth in my own community. And I just want to say thank you. And they're here to tell you whatever they want, because if they had a scholarship, they would have. I forgot. I'm so sorry. But some of y'all want that scholarship. And so if you want the SF Black Wall Street Scholarship, can you stand so that they know what they're talking about? And if you look at the picture, the sister that's sitting down with the cool, fresh feeling one, when you go to the Chase Center and your nose smells something, that's her food. So please go to that cafe. Bougie Cafe. So without any further ado, SF Black Wall Street is going to do the community greetings to y'all, and I'm going to go check on the food to make sure it's warm and delicious, and then we're going to eat, and we're going to get this money line, because I know you're tired.
Y'all give it up for Miss Tashelle. Because nothing that any of us, we don't do anything in a vacuum. We only stand on each other's shoulders to keep our community moving. Hey y'all. My name is Tanish Hollins, and I am one of the 7 co-founders of San Francisco Black Wall Street. First of all, I just gotta tell y'all that 100% College Prep happens to be one of my favorite organizations and partnerships in the city, because they have consistently pushed Black excellence long before it was a trend and it was on the map, before anybody was paying attention to it. Y'all have been doing the work, sending beautiful Black and brown babies from our community across the world to be excellent, be educated, and come right back here. So thank you 100% for everything you do. In your leadership. Let me give y'all just a little bit of history, so I want to make sure that we get the story right on why we created SF Black Wall Street and who we are. So the 7 of us who created this organization are all native San Francisco. How many of y'all from the city? Okay, that means a lot. Clap for that. Clap for that. Because if you Black from San Francisco, you have to survive all the things that we had to survive to be able to say that I'm Black, I'm from here, I'm still here. You need to celebrate that. So who's from Black San Francisco? Raise your hand. Okay, that's fine. So all 7 of us have roots in this community, have roots in the city, not just in Bayview, Hunters Point, from all the neighborhoods in San Francisco. And we care about our city. And it was important to us, especially during the pandemic, at the height of George Floyd, at the height of when so many of us were experiencing the pain and the sadness that comes from isolation. We had some kind of bubonic plague that was out here in the streets taking people's lives. We couldn't touch the mail, we couldn't eat the food. There were so many things we couldn't do. But my sister right here to the right, who is the owner of Bougie Cafe, Miss Tiffany Carter. Y'all give it up for Tiffany. Neighborhood Tip, as they call her. Neighborhood Tip put out a bird call on social media and said, I need all my heavy hitters to come together. We need to do something for our community. And when she said heavy hitters, she meant the people that she trusted, that she came up with, that she knew that if she called out and said, we need to do something, they were going to show up. I was blessed to be one of those people, one of the other 6 people that answered that call. When we put Juneteenth together at Gilman Park, it wasn't a competitive thing, like, oh, we're going to throw an event. We were in the middle of a crisis. It was about us pulling our people together to make sure that we saw each other, because if there's anything you need to know, how many of y'all students are going to HBCUs, going to Black colleges? Put your hands up higher, I need to see, I need to hear some claps. I need to learn the process. The one thing that we know as Black people living in this body is that we feel safest when we see each other. And in the middle of that crisis, we needed to see each other. So when Tiff put out that bird call, that was the response for us to come together so we could see each other, so that we knew that we were safe, knew that we could make it through whatever we were going through. And through us coming together, we started focusing on the areas that we needed to focus on to make sure that Black San Francisco remained. That was making sure people did not lose their houses. that they had an opportunity to purchase homes here, to be homeowners here, to grow businesses, to make sure that their businesses did not go away. How many of y'all know about Cafe Indy? All the old people need to raise your hands. If you even act like you don't know what that is, I have questions for you. How many of y'all been to Cafe Indy? Or the Carlo, depending how old you are? Okay. That's our watering hole. And during the pandemic, we have to come together to protect our spaces. So I'm telling you this story because there's 3 lessons that I want you young people to take away. Number 1, you're safest when you see each other. Look out for your people. Look out for each other. On campus, off campus, whether you at Jackson State, across the country, or right here at home, it doesn't matter. Look out for each other. We're safest when we see each other. Number 2, you do nothing alone. So as strong and as powerful as you might be, we're all powerful in our own right. Business owners, executive directors of organizations, we do all kinds of things. We push policy, legislation, we have a good time, we make it look sexy. Tiff says sometimes, I'm gonna say all the time. but we do all these things because we want to be our full selves. And we want y'all to know that you can be your full self and still move mountains. So stay together, but that's the key. You gotta stay together to get through. Doesn't mean we won't be able to agree on everything all the time. We're gonna have some differences. We're gonna have some other, bumps along the way. But don't ever underestimate the value of your people. Because Black people move culture locally, not just here. We're not just fly here. We're not just fly here. We shift all the cultures. So look out for each other, stay together. Don't ever lose that value. And the third one is, keep working. If there's anything you learn, especially if you go to the South, don't just take that experience for granted. Because if you're a city kid, we're city kids, we grew up here. A lot of us never got the benefit being connected to the place where our ancestors came first. When you look at that land and you see how hot it is out there, how expansive that space is, that people had to get up in the dark and work until the dark again, and how many people they lost and how many things they had to experience, but they had to keep working. Keep working. You gotta keep working. Keep working. Don't gloss over nothing that happens to you, but don't let nothing that happens to you keep you paralyzed. That's what you gotta learn. That is the privilege of being Black. Your resilience. The privilege of being Black is that you can experience all these things and you can get up and keep moving. So keep moving. I'm gonna pass it over to Tiff to close you out.
Congratulations, making it this far. We are so proud of you. As y'all go on and continue y'all journey, y'all make sure y'all return and keep building this city up, our culture, for the next generation that's coming behind y'all. Whether y'all going down south, whether you staying here. I went to culinary college. Okay, I'm doing very good for myself. So you find your path and you kill it. It doesn't matter what it is. You don't have to follow the traditional route. I'm a business owner, so it's way and it's important for us to pull each other up. I always say I believe in nepotism, okay? So nothing wrong with it. We see other cultures use it all the time. And yeah, we're gonna keep building up San Francisco. I want y'all to, all the great things. Michael, I'm so proud of you. Michael, my brother, right here in the Bay Area, it's a lot of great programs, it's a lot of great resources. Wherever y'all go, whatever y'all choose to do, kill it. Okay, kill it. Be you, do you, but always make sure that y'all bring all that wit, all that knowledge, and let's build up our own communities with that. When we're all here to support y'all, whatever y'all need. It's gonna be some bumps on the road. Y'all gonna have times where you're like, okay, what am I doing? And us, in the positions that we in, we want to give y'all that privilege to not feel so pressured to try to find your way. Y'all can come work at Bruce County, y'all can come slave for me a little bit. That's all good. But everybody that's in a position, reach back out. Okay?
Right.
Thank you. Congratulations to y'all. Make sure you come to Juneteenth on Friday at Gordon Park.
slide on the top. So the food is being served, can you go to the food thing? Never mind. The food is being served by Dixon Delights. If you have never had Dixon Delights food, I promise you will like it. But before, most of y'all go to an HBCU, and I'm gonna be honest, when I went, I forgot 3 things. I forgot my home training, my toothbrush, and my hairbrush. I don't know where I thought I was going. Nowhere. Home training, before you eat food in the cafeteria, around a whole bunch of people with the skin color as beautiful as Jasmine and mine. You have to do what? What is the first thing you have to do? Other than wash your hands? Yes. Or pray. If you do not pray, they look at you like, boo. But I'm from California. That boo, that all that, get it out your mind. Because when you go to Dillard University, Erica's already sitting next to you, and she prays. And she prays. So I need someone to come here and pray, because I am not going to pray. Is there a person in the building that would like to bless the food?
Right.
Heavenly Father, thank you for this food. We ask God that you would bless it, let it be nourishment for our body, we pray. And we ask you to remove disease and fatness from it. It will be healthy for us. In the name of Jesus, we pray. Amen. Amen.
Do this in an orderly fashion. Yeah, we're going to start with this table here. And the reason this table is important is because these are our scholarship donors and our volunteers and alumni. And we're going to go. We're going to go this way. You can turn that off. Tell them we'll be back in 10, 15 minutes.